So on this job here, we got lucky. Obviously, we had an access point here coming through the outside backyard into the basement, which allows us to install a conveyor belt to take the materials from the basement to outside. This is an area over here that there was an original crawl space, which we're gonna have to dig out in stages in order to do the underpinning, as well as doing the underpinning along this area here of the existing foundation that the stone wall only goes down 4 feet. Another issue here is this load-bearing beam here, which is a wooden beam. The existing columns are made from logs, are gonna have to be switched out from steel, and steel columns going in with base footings as well. This log here carries across to this point here, so we'll be removing the whole entire thing, as well as the existing fireplace that was here from the original house. Okay, so currently we're here. We've removed the existing stone foundation that supports the main house. We've installed some shoring here to carry the weight of the existing joists. And what we're going to do is we're basically going to install a steel beam from this point to that point over there. We're going to install those steel beams that are going to tie into the new underpinnings that are going to carry the weight for each side. On this side of the house there, this is the existing foundation, field stone foundation that we're starting to remove. We've obviously had to shore the existing wall that carries the weight here, as well as carrying the weight on this side here. Once we remove the foundation that carries the weight on this side of the house, if you come with me, I'll show you. We're gonna have to shore up these joists here, remove this block foundation, and then install 2 steel beams to carry the weight on both sides of the house. So we removed the existing field stone foundation on this side here. The unfortunate thing is there's some large boulders in the wall that are going to have to be dealt with. So manually we can't get them on the conveyor belt to get them outside. So as you can see, this boulder here, what we've done is we drilled 6 core holes into the actual stone, and we installed a product that's going to expand in the stone and pop the actual stone to allow us to take it out in sections. As you can see, we have quite a few over here that we have to address as well. So this will be the weekend project in order to get this material out. We're pretty much ready to start our underpinning. As you can see, we've noted the sequences along the foundation here that we'll do in the excavation. And then once we do this excavation and start the underpinnings, we're going to do it for the whole entire perimeter of the house. Here in the back room, we've obviously exposed the number 1 pins as well. So as you can see, we've undermined the existing footings and shaved them off to do the overpour. So we have a number 1 here, over here, over here, and over here. Now, as you can see, what we've done is we've taken this underpinning to the underside of the footing. So if you look over here, and you take a measurement from here, and come over here for a sec, and you'll see the measurement here, we're gonna be about 22 inches. So this footing is gonna go down and come up to this elevation here. It's gonna act as a footing that's gonna carry the weight of this whole entire wall. Now that we're starting our number 1 series of pins, we've exposed the first series right here. As you can see, we got fortunate where this actual stone foundation actually goes down to the point where we have to be before we bring it back up. So this area here, this area over here, there'll be no underpinning taking place. So this side of the house, we have the existing stone foundation where we've actually done down and excavated where we're going to pour these large pins here. So these areas here will be the number 1 series, which we're going to have in total 1, 2, and 3 on this wall here. We're going to do these in stages of 5 to minimize any structural movement in the actual home itself. Here we are on the other side of the house where we've continued to do the underpinning. Obviously we have a couple more cavities to pour. As you can see, this cavity here, once again, reinforced with rebar, tying in all the underpinning together to make it one unit. Once this is completed, we'll then be pouring 2 base pads to carry 2 columns where 2 steel beams will be running through this area here to allow a staircase to run through from the upper level to the basement level. Here we are now, we're on stage 5 of the underpinning. As you can see, basically the majority of the wall has been poured. We've got 2 more cavities to pour, and then we're going to start to excavate this area out and get it down to the proper grade level to bring it back up. Here we are in the lower section of the home, and as you can see, we have done the pins in series of 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The lower area has been completed, therefore the rest of this soil is going to be excavated, removed, and then we're going to concentrate on installing the 2 LVLs in this section over here. Once that's completed, we will then continue to relocate the soil and get it down to the proper grade level. This section here is where our main beam is going to be installed. As you can see here, we're preparing the area to install the main beam here. We're going to take out some of these rocks in order to get the beam further in. And once again, carry it to this side here. The same goes to this side here. We're then going to have 2 columns coming down on this area and this area that holds the main beam on the main floor. Here we are now. As you can see that we removed the existing logs that were severed in this area here. We've installed new LVLs. We're currently now shoring up this area here to put a 3-ply LVL on the back end here that holds up the main floor. So now that we removed the actual stone foundation and we removed the actual block foundation, what we had to do in order to open this up, we had to shore the 2 areas. So if you look over here, you can clearly see the areas that we had to shore up. So in order to carry the weight, we're now going to have to install 2 steel beams with some columns on the end to carry this weight to create that open area. Here we are here with the main beam that's carrying the house here. So what we've done here is we're going to remove this existing wood beam. And unfortunately, thank God, because we realized that there was some rot inside the beam. So right now we've cut the beam over here. We've installed our steel beam, which is going to carry the weight on this side, which is then going to have a post installed over here to carry the weight of this side. The other beam will be installed here to carry the weight, and then a staircase will be installed directly to the upper level to allow access into the basement. We've installed the beam on this side here, temporarily shored it up, getting ready to put the forms on both ends here. We're going to install the actual columns have them welded, and then for the bases to carry the weight. So this here is just demonstrating, these are the columns that are going to be installed to carry the weight of the beam. So these are going to be welded to the beam here. Once again, they're going to be placed on top of a concrete footing, which is going to carry the weight. Once that's installed, we can then remove the jacks and the area is clear. This is the area here we had to install new LVLs. They were severed going around what was a staircase originally. So what we did was remove the existing joists and we installed the brand new LVLs and basically dry packed them into the foundation to carry the weight. So this area has been completed. Now that we've installed the internal drainage system, which consists of 4-inch perforated weeping tile covered with 3/4 clear gravel and then drainage board installed around the perimeter of the basement, we can now install the in-floor heating mats. Okay, the in-floor heating has been installed and tested for any leaks, so now that we can move forward and pour our concrete slab, which will be poured using a line pump so we don't disturb any of the water line. This concrete basement slab will be finished with a smooth trowel finish so the client may apply whatever type of flooring they wish.